Hello everyone, tonight we're going to be doing some more Minedays. Just as soon as everything properly loads in so that it's a bit less laggy. Ooh, that's not great. Just had an encoder overload, which I've been thinking I might be overdue for just having my computer cleaned out. Like that might be the cause of some problems. So here's the thing, is that believe I have to. Yeah, that should. That should have set the car up to be properly assembled. So now I just have to get in it. And also I have to figure out why exactly I can't seem to interact with the engine. Like, this is a new problem. Here, let me check to make sure that I can interact with... Yeah, I can interact with other things that have interfaces that open. Wait, no, I think it said it doesn't have an interface. Like, that might be what's happening, is that this is not an object that has its own interface, and is instead one that you just click on with a specific item. It's been a little while since I messed with it, so... memory might be a little fuzzy on that. I'll make some sticks. I need to move the thing into the right place. Which it does also seem to be. Okay, it's fueled, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, I think maybe tonight I'm just gonna focus on other things. You know, just work on other projects, like instead of this thing. Like, do I need to apply? No, I guess not. Like, I thought maybe I needed to apply glue to the wheels as well, but doesn't look like it. I mean, I could spend some time working on, like, the ironworks, and also had an idea for a while for build a bit deeper into town. Let's see if I can find a spot for it. Huh. Is that really where the... I don't think that's where the trial chamber was. No, that's certainly where it was. I did not realize it was that far away. Maybe I actually could use the... So for one thing, that kind of ruins the idea I had. Because it was going to incorporate an entrance into that... into the trial chamber directly from the surface as in town. But since the trial chamber is apparently not actually under the town, then there's not really even a point in trying, I think, to build it. Like, I guess I could build something over there. I think the skeleton that just shot at me He died. Just like immediately afterwards. So yeah, I think maybe we just focus on the ironworks for now. Well, part of the plan with the ironworks was to build a catwalk up here. But to have it look the way I want it to, I need steel. And the only way to get steel is to make a blast furnace. Oh, and apparently there's a structural engineer villager. So I could potentially just build a turntable. Assuming that there's at least one unemployed villager somewhere in this town. Only got plenty of leather workers. Yeah, I don't think this town actually has any unemployed villagers currently, so granted, if I set up a house, then yeah, technically there is one unemployed villager, but that's because Martin here is a nitwit. I guess if I build a house, then that would encourage them to breed. So, at some point we would get an unemployed villager that can fill that position. Or I can just go to the Nether. I'm sure if I go to the Nether to get materials for the blast furnace, it'll be fine. You know, it totally won't take hours. So I need 27 blast bricks. So I need enough resources to craft this recipe. Nine times, I think? Because you get 3 each time. It's 3 each time, so 3 times would be 9. Then 18. And then 27. Of course, this does mean that I have to go all the way home, because that's where my nether portal is. Yeah, and you get that just by smelting netherrack. And you can make the recipe out of just netherrack, just nether bricks, and a magma block. So with 9 magma blocks and so this would be 8. Yes, I would need 9 magma blocks and 71 netherrack. Fortunately, there's plenty of it. I just have to get it all without dying several times. So I might as well just hurry on home. And once I get there, then I can gear up and head into the nether. home is this way. Which, hey, at least if things do go wrong, it's an opportunity to play around with a new mod that I added. Because it only comes into play on death, so you know, it'll be good to die at least once to test to make sure it works. Because ultimately, you know, when you add a new mod, one of the tests that you kind of have to do to really make sure that everything's working right is to have the mod actually do something. Which, you know, with mods that affect like world gen, that's easy because you can just generate a world. Or try to. Excuse you. Huh. I'm not entirely sure what just happened there. Or, you know, how that creeper got into my house. It's like, there shouldn't be anywhere dark enough for something like that to spawn naturally. You know, the door into the mines was shut. And I've got to make new stairs because somehow my stairs got completely destroyed. It's like, sworn, like, yeah, I guess creeper explosions do sometimes just completely destroy blocks rather than just us breaking them. I need a shovel so that I can fix the path. Okay, good. My onions are safe. I guess I'm more or less ready to head into the Nether. Alright, time to head in for what will surely be a short mining expedition. Okay, something really weird is happening with my tablet right now. I tried to press the button that I have for making a clip, and somehow triggered multiple buttons, given that Beetlejuice is now here. Alright, so as I was saying, time to enter the Nether for what will surely be a quick mining expedition. Okay, hopefully I clipped that correctly. Where there you are. You don't know why my blue cubes are appearing. I think that might have something to do with one of the new mods. Alright, so I need 71 netherrack and 9 9 magma blocks. Which magma I can get right here. Now I've just got to spend some time collecting netherrack. That's 64, so just another 7. Yeah, I've actually got a little bit more than I needed. Okay, so maybe this actually will be just a brief mining expedition. Apparently I have +1 luck, whatever that's useful for. Because there's shooting stars even though I cannot see them. Because I cannot see the sky. And it seems like they're a bit overly frequent. You know, especially for something that gives some kind of buff. Again, I'm not entirely sure what +1 luck actually does. But I seem to be getting it a lot. Can't even seem to see any of these shooting stars. Yeah, I think the mod that adds shooting stars might be having some problems. Because I don't think it's supposed to spawn that many. And also I should be able to see them. But maybe they were just behind a cloud or something. Alright, so I didn't even die a single time. So I guess I could have gotten less netherrack. Because I've got a bunch of clay balls. Which means I could have used those instead. To just make regular bricks. And that would cover half of the bricks needed to make the blast furnace. Yeah, when I hit... Yeah, another blue cube appeared. And I think it's got something to do with the Ragdolls mod. Now, I don't know why the Ragdolls mod would be causing blue cubes to appear. But it seems to be doing that, so... Re-blast bricks. And make sure I've got an engineer's hammer. Also go ahead and put some more coal in. Nine blast bricks. You know, that's 6. Yeah, maybe if I attack something that's not aggressive, we can see exactly what's going on with Okay, that... Okay, so that was certainly an odd one. Pig just shattered. And the zombie... I think maybe somehow it's registering certain entities as having insufficient parts or something. Or maybe that's supposed to be like a particle of some kind. Either way, the physics are a little wonky. Which, you know, I am using like a texture pack, and it's one that also changes some of the shapes. So, you know, maybe it doesn't do that on vanilla style enemies. This is like a cow cube. Okay, it doesn't shatter dramatically like the pig did. Yeah, in fact, the cows seem to just die normally. Like, they're not experiencing any kind of, like, knockback. Which, I mean, they also don't seem to be living long enough to really have much of anything happen to them. And so, you know, like... Yeah, I think it's specifically knockback. I'm not entirely sure what specific circumstances will consistently cause knockback. But apparently I'm causing it to happen, and that's resulting in some interesting things happening with whatever's getting knocked back. Okay, the llama didn't experience any knockback, so yeah, and that pig didn't shatter dramatically either. So, I guess it's a bit of a rare occurrence. Right, that's 21 on bricks. $24. Yeah, once these are done, I can actually cook some things so I can eat. $27 blast bricks, so I'm just gonna fill up before I go. Because I wanted to build this thing at the ironworks. Or it'll ultimately make the process of making all of the steel a lot easier. Because, I can just make it there where I'm using it rather than having to go back and forth every time I run out of steel. I wonder, do the crabs ragdoll? Yes, yes they do. And they ragdoll pretty well too. Like nothing wonky happens when the crabs ragdoll because there's not enough to them. I'm just gonna make my way back to town. And then we can start working on fully filling out the ironworks. It didn't get knocked back, so it didn't ragdoll. Of course, gonna take a little while because yeah, ragdolling is clearly something that happens every once in a while. You know, not a consistent thing. I'm almost to town, so I can finally get to work on the upgrade to the ironworks. I really need to just like, because I did go into the settings for this mod that adds all these little like particles and sound effects and turned off the snoring. I think probably much more relevant would be turning off the stomach growling. So I have to remember to do that before, like probably just over the weekend. And since, you know, I'll probably be doing this again on Monday. Alright, you know what? I think I'm actually going to just build the thing into the wall. Oh, cool. I've been disconnected. Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen again. And hopefully, I'm... let me just grab my phone to double check to make sure that I don't need to, restart the stream or anything to have it properly be broadcasting. Okay, good. I have confirmation that I'm back to live now because, well, I was disconnected for a brief little while. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, then no interruption because it's a recording. So I'm gonna have to get more granite to make that look a bit nicer, but now I can go ahead and get to work on doing stuff with steel. But first, I think it might be a good idea to get some lava so that I have a nice supply of fuel for the blast furnace. Got some lava right over there where I really, again, well, guess, huh, okay. So I guess YouTube is getting some exclusive news of a tech problem content. as I have to figure out why I can't connect to Twitch. Okay, no incidents reported on Twitch's end, so did something happen with my account? Surely not, because I can't think of anything I've done that would warrant them taking any kind of action against my account. Unless, of course, somehow I've been, like, hacked or something. But then in that case, that's not me. Yeah, I mean, like, looking at the appeals portal, there's nothing to see here. Maybe if I just click the button, it will fix itself. Could also be something going on with my ISP. Okay, things seem to be working now. So I might just call it a night if we have another incident. Especially if it's one severe enough that the stream just completely goes down like that. You know, it's one thing to temporarily lose connection. Oh, and apparently the in-game audio has been muted this entire time. So that's great. I think it's probably my ISP. Which, I mean, hey, at least as long as I don't... Oh, cool, this thing doesn't... You literally cannot... fuel this thing with a lava bucket, apparently. Yet specifically requires charcoal, well, coal coke, or a charcoal block. Anything else is not an option. So I need furnace. So you can use that plus wood. To make charcoal. And while that's making charcoal, I can go chop some more trees. Okay, that's not exactly what I thought was going to happen, because okay, now that's more like what I was expecting. Because I did add a mod that adds stable physics to chopping down trees. And it specifically uses HD's tree chop, which is a mod that I already had for tree chopping. Oh, it knocked down a separate tree. I have that making more charcoal. To grab this. Make a quick crafting table, which I already had another one in my inventory, so I didn't even really need to do that. Now I can blast my 6 iron ingots. It's to make some steel. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of charcoal from the looks of it. Which I do have coal. However, coal is not an option unless you make a coke oven, because then you can make coal coke. So I think I'm just gonna stick with charcoal as my primary means of fueling this thing. I do have slag now for whatever that's used for. And there is a machine that I can make to make it easier to get steel rods. Actually, no, it's not too much easier because you can just craft 2 steel ingots into 4 steel rods. Yeah, I might as well just take this entire thing and bring it up here, so it will be right nearby. And then I didn't pick it up. Okay, I didn't actually pick any of that up because my inventory was full. Okay, apparently you can make slag bricks and slag gravel. Yeah, so slag is a building material. Well, for the most part. I need 3 of these and 3 of these to make 1 set of steel scaffolding. don't really have any way to turn those iron blocks back into regular iron, or it looks like. Guess while I wait for there to be more iron. And I can head underground and one thing, figure out which manner of mob that I could have sworn I stopped from spawning is playing that instrument. We'll just collect some granite. $19 granite should be enough. Oh, you know, here's an unemployed villager. If Duncan will ever just get out of the waste chute. Like, dude's almost dead somehow. Like, has he been dipping his toes in the lava or something? You know what? There. Problem solved. And I need to check which kind of granite I've got. I'm using granite bricks here. Oh, that was nowhere near enough of granite, apparently. Good, everything is working as it's supposed to. It's just the whole process is a little slow. Because I did not exactly build this machine super efficiently. Like, I did not optimize it for speed. Now I can at least make one more steel. Which will be enough to get a start on building the catwalk. Actually, no, it won't be, because I need another 5 steel rods. Or 2 steel rods for the stairs. At least I've got 6. At least. Okay, yeah, I've got more than enough steel rods, so. Steel scaffolding slab. Steel catwalk stairs. Alright, so I've got the stairs. Unfortunately, I need a little bit more steel to make the actual catwalk. Guess I can check and see if I've got any more iron in any of these boxes. I've got another useless block of industrial iron. Nothing in there, nothing in there, and nothing in here. Wait, no. 25 iron nuggets. Which is enough for 2 new ingots. Which that's enough to get it 2 more iron rods, and that's exactly what I need. In fact, that's more than enough for 2 more iron rods. Well, it's steel rods. Either way. I might need a little bit more stairs. Which, since the stairs only need 2 rods, I've got enough for it because I can make another 6 scaffolding slabs. But I'm gonna say we wait and see if I need more stairs, just to not use up the resources if I don't have to. Yeah, the number of stairs is fine. Unless I want to move the catwalk up to be like in line with the window. But I think it makes sense because that way it matches with the ground floor. Because on the ground floor, the granite bricks are, the windows are 1 block up from the floor. So it makes sense for that to also be the case up here. Alright, so clearly it's going to take a while. Able to get all of what I need. At this rate, I might as well actually, expedite things a little bit by mining some things manually. Fortunately, iron tends to be fairly common. I think... Let's actually see what's down here. I think this was my path to getting to the trial chamber. Wait, no, this is where I was getting the deep slate. Yeah, I'm just gonna mine in this cave where I've already got all these lights. Just to be relatively safe. While I'm doing this, the machine will keep generating iron, so... Even if I find absolutely nothing down here, I'm still getting more iron. This is the entire point of doing this. This is just to make things go a little bit faster. And I think I got too close to the mic again. Okay, I managed to break my iron pickaxe, and all I got to show for it was a bunch of cobblestone. So yep, maybe what I need is to just focus on a different project. One that doesn't require any iron. I guess one thing... Oh yeah, these also require a bunch of iron. On top of requiring tinted glass. And you also have to make a remote. Yeah, here's one thing that I can do towards that. I can head back to where the trial chamber was and get some amethyst. Which I believe you need a pickaxe for, so... I guess let's just go ahead and make a stone one. And if I head right over in this direction, actually, because I believe right here is where I exited. And, you know, if I find some iron on my way, I'll go ahead and grab it. Okay, maybe this is not. This is certainly a place where I exited the cave system. But this might not have anything to do with the trial chamber specifically. What I need to do is actually head over... the marker for my improvised exit. That's either where I started exiting the trial chamber, or where I exited the trial chamber from. It depends on whether we'll be able to figure it out based on whether there's a spot where I surfaced. Okay, so I think the spot that I was at was part of the route to the trial chamber. It's just a matter of figuring out where in there I need to go. Because, like, I seem to remember emerging from that spot after I left the trial chamber. So I guess if I just follow this waypoint here, that should take me to the trial chamber. That's where I made my hole in the wall that I escaped through. Then I just have to get back there and I'll be right at the trial chamber. In fact, probably I'll reach what I'm actually looking for, which is the amethyst geode that I know is right near the trial chamber, before I actually reach that waypoint, because I remember that why do you have a book? Like it was being assaulted with a tome. And he didn't even drop the book. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure my exit route went through the geode, so once I get close, like I won't even have to enter the trial chamber to do this. That is because I'm not after anything in the trial chamber, I'm after the geode outside of it. Well, time for shooting star spam. Yeah, I'm just gonna dig down. See if I can find my way to the geo this way. It's on my level -17. So I've got to drop down a few Y levels. But yeah, once we get I've got to get down into deep slate. Hoping that this will let me bypass the large cave that I went through. Well, guess it's time for me to make another crafting table. So I can make another stone pickaxe. Okay, I have Here's the wall of the trial chamber. Okay. So this is a usable route, because now I can, as I'm in the trial chamber, all I have to do is find my way to where I left the trial chamber previously. You know, ideally without, you know, too much trouble, both in terms of navigation and combat. So there's some of the ragdolling. Which is not nice of it to go into third person so that you can fully see the ragdoll happen, even in single player, because, like, it's not as useful, you know, if you can't see it happen. And but at least in multiplayer, like, you could see it happen to somebody else. Okay, here's where the beds were. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and set a respawn point. Oh, I could have used these bricks to make bricks for the blast furnace, but getting all the netherrack wasn't as big of a problem as I expected, so it's not that big of a deal. I think I exited through a little spot like this. But then that was on a different Y level, apparently. Either that or, the actual spot where or the exit isn't at Y level 7, Y level negative 17. It's looking like I'm on the complete wrong side of the structure. And that's why I'm not seeing anything. And that is why I went ahead and set a respawn point. Now, where am I in relation to where I need to be? So I'm there. So I need to be going up and then left. So north and then west, from the looks of it. I went too far north. I'm also currently a bit too deep. Right, so I think I need to be like the next level up. Up in terms of the structure. Yeah, here we go. Here's the Amethyst Geode, which means that my exit route from before should be right in here. And I need specifically shards. Go ahead and get 8 of them, I think. But this is the roof of the trial chamber. Yeah, here it is. Here's where I put my bed and everything. Like, landed right on it. Now I've just got to figure out the route from here. And grab whatever iron I can find. Get blown up a little bit. I seem to recall the route being very direct. So maybe if I head back to the exit point. Maybe it wasn't quite as direct as I thought it was. Okay, so I ended up getting like tangled up in a ragdolling zombie or something, or that weapon that one zombie had some knockback to it. Or it could be a combination of both, really. Okay, so you know what? Maybe I actually just go back and find my way to where I entered the trial chamber from this time, because that was actually quite safe. Problem being, I didn't set any kind of waypoint for that. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out where exactly I entered from. I know it was on an upper level. And it should be to the south. Got some extra iron. Really not up here. It should be relatively close to this spot right here. Like, maybe even... on, like, the same... on... in a line, like, right here. But it was above -19 for sure, so... Probably need to go up. In fact, I will have to go up at some point. It's just a matter of where. Okay, I seem to remember going down these stairs. And there it is, there's my hole. Yeah, just real quick. Sleep for a little bit. Now I've just got to figure out my way back to this. Of course, I also have to not get killed in the process of getting back to the exit to the surface. Because if I die while I'm down here, then that's going to send me back to the trial chamber. I mean, starting is having to get back to wherever I died without any of my stuff. Okay, should be fairly close. In fact, it could just about. Get to where I'm right underneath it and just pillar my way up. Or honestly, at this point, I might just pillar my way up regardless. Just to save some time. And hey, I found some extra iron. Well, shit. I probably should have thought about, that possibility when making the decision to start pillaring. So I've got to find my way back up. Because that... It mostly just means finding that set of stairs. Of course, if I really want an easy way to get back up to the surface, I can always just break the bed that my respawn point is currently set at. Because then I can... Yep, maybe I'll do that. Just reset my spawn point to world spawn. Just gonna die real quick to get back to where the bed was. Break said bed. And then die again. You just gotta find... Yeah, if I do that enough times, then I'll get the job done. And here we go, back to world spawn. So I'm just gonna sleep in my own bed in my house, and set out to basically excavate myself both in the morning. But given that I found gravel, I was probably pretty close to the surface. And so, let's see, 236, 256. Okay, that's my most recent death there. So this is the one that I need to excavate. Because the other two have nothing on them, so there's no point. I can just head into town, grab some gear when I get there, and start digging. Because I can pretty much just go to the exact spot and just dig down. Because I think it was close enough to the surface that there wouldn't be anything like lava or something that would cause a problem going down. You know, just had a problem going up. And apparently I dropped 491 frames at some point. Probably just, you know, internet connection recovering. Hey, you know, I'll take the occasional disconnect from over constant not good enough. Because at least the occasional disconnect can be explained as just, oh yeah, like something went wrong. Rather than being, you know, my old ISP, as far as I can tell, actively making the decision not to give me enough internet. Because, you know, when everything is fine except for streaming, something's amiss. And, you know, when it fixes itself when you change ISPs, then clearly it was the ISP's fault. Which, granted, like specifically, they were targeting any signal that was going to Twitch. Because I could stream on YouTube just fine. But, you know, if I stream directly to Twitch, everything went to shit. If I streamed the restream to Twitch, everything went to shit. So, something was wrong with sending a signal out to Twitch, specifically changing ISPs fixed it. Granted, this ISP I have now, I believe, actually gives more upload speed just overall. Like, technically, I now have more upload speed than sending out one Twitch stream would ever need. Short of maybe trying to broadcast in like 4K or something. Like, you know, more than the he's 6,000 kilobits per second that Twitch usually caps out at. Like, you know, I don't think Twitch even lets you do more than that. Like, they specify 6,000 as the upper limit. You know, hence why I'm able to do, like, enhanced broadcasting. Because, you know, I've got more upload speed than I ever had on my old ISP. So yeah, all kind of worked out in a way. Yeah, so here's a bit of a problem. Night is falling, and I haven't even found the spot. Like, I should probably actually get some sleep in town. You know, set my respawn point and everything to be in town rather than at my house, so I don't have to walk all the way over to town again. And once more I started leaning into the microphone too much. It's this spot right here. So I need to go, like, one chunk up. You get to the edge of this one chunk. And now if I just head off eastwards, then I will reach pretty much the exact spot. Of course, I've got to make sure not to overshoot it. $739, negative 784, Y level 85. Alright, there's 739. Negative 784. Alright, sea level 7, negative 789. Oh, it's sea level 785. And so I just dig down. And let's see where the... My level 85. But I'm going down. What do you mean, Y level 85? It's not negative 85. I'm gonna say that And that is a death from today at the right time. I think the Y level is just wrong. But at the same time, I've yet to see any... Well, here's where I was mining for deep slate. I think this is the wrong spot. Because I'm above the trial chamber again. Right, so it would have to be one of these three. 256, 259. It must be this one right here. Oh, this actually is not where I was mining for deep slate. This is where I entered the trial chamber for the first time. So I'm just gonna learn my way back up. Because that's absolutely not where I need to be. And of course it's getting dark again. So I just wasted the entire in-game day digging in the wrong spot. Yeah, that was probably where I died in the trial chamber earlier. Before I did so multiple times on purpose. This gets sent back to world spawn. So now that it's night again, gotta sleep again. So that I don't get harassed by every hostile mob while I try and just dig a hole. Really wish I could just look at the map without the game continuing to do its thing while I do that. Oh, I guess that was the noise of my corpse despawning. I didn't know it made a noise. Okay, I way overshot where I need to be. Right. 696, negative 785, 85. So yeah, the Y level doesn't matter. In fact, Y level, I think... Yeah, that's just showing the Y level I'm currently at. I've got about half an hour. Hour left to do this. Otherwise, it's probably going to have to wait till Monday. Alright, this is the spot. Or at least it should be. Yeah, I'd say this is the spot. But where's my body? Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Oh. Somehow... Somehow my corpse ended up over here. Even though that's not where my... Even though that's not exactly where I died. You know, I'll just focus on the most important things. Oh, I could have actually just despawned it and had it drop everything. Yeah, I'd say the andesite is probably pretty important. Like, it will be useful at least. Since Create uses a lot of andesite. And now I can just do what I was trying to do in the first place. And pillar my way up out of this hole. Because now the route is clear. Just so long as I have enough of blocks. Right, now I can head on back to town and get back to what I was doing. Yeah, I've got my amethyst shards now, so... So smelt all of that. And let's see... Yeah, I need glass. Might as well check. Yep, got some glass right here. So I've got 2 tinted glass. What are you even doing? Like, why are you just standing there vibrating angrily. Alright, so I don't know if I've got any redstone currently, but I can just buy redstone. Oh, I think... Yeah, it's probably doing that towards the iron golem. Right now, if I can just find cleric, then I can buy myself some redstone. Yeah, dude was just standing on the roof. Oh, quaking. Alright, there we go. One redstone obtained. And I'm actually just going to grab some iron, because this needs effectively a total of 9 iron, because you need 4 for the remote and 5 for the screen itself. Or if you want a bigger screen, you can do even more iron. Yeah, I'm just gonna head home. But you know what? So I need 9. So I'll put 11 in there. Because, you know, if I want a bigger screen, I can always make a bigger screen later. I'm not entirely sure exactly how big the regular size screen is going to be. But, you know, I might as well make one, see if it ends up being insufficient. And given that I have to walk all the way back to my house, because one thing Well, I've already got all of my... Pretty much already got all of the stuff right here, so mostly... Yeah, I just need to head home because that's where I'm gonna set it all up. I think that'll probably be the last project for tonight. Is making this thing and setting it up in my house somewhere. Mostly just because it's gonna take me a little while, to get back home, and we're getting to about 4 a.m. Yeah, I'm just now getting to the signpost, so yeah, it'll be real nice once I do not necessarily a car, but once I have some faster means of transport. Like, I might just focus on a train instead, just because I have a clearer idea of how to even build that. I probably need to look up a tutorial for the aeronautics stuff, because something is most certainly not working. I'm almost home. Just gotta pass through some tunnels. And maybe I'll just sleep here real quick to pass through the night. But yeah, if I build a train, I'll probably still be walking part of the way, maybe to and from town. Just because, one, it would be kind of odd to have a train that stops right outside my house. And two, I'd have to change so much of this part of the route. All the stuff that goes over and through hills. It didn't ragdoll. I may be having another connection issue. Or maybe not. Maybe everything's fine. Alright, 1 block of copper. Yeah, I need stone buttons. Which are made out of stone. Which means I need to cook 3 stones. Yeah, see, seems like my connection's a little bit less stable than it was. But it's still connected, so that's good. You know, it hasn't completely died. Right, remote. I put the tinted glass somewhere. And I also didn't take enough iron. Because it actually needs 7 for the television. On top of 4 for the... Let's see, do I have any iron anywhere? Doesn't look like it. So, you know, I'm gonna go down into the mines beneath my own house and try and find like 2 iron. Because apparently I'm currently 2 iron short. Again with the books. I do not understand what is with the books. Like, is something bugged? Like, is it, like, are those supposed to be something else? So far I'm not seeing any iron down here. But I might actually be too high up. So maybe if I just dig down a little bit, it'll find something. Or not seeing a whole lot. It's apparently nighttime again. Yeah, you can tell by how I am once again getting being bombarded with notifications about out shooting stars. Oh, I I walked right past a bunch of iron. Unfortunately, because I don't have any wood or any crafting tables, I can't get it because my pickaxe broke. Yeah, I've just been walking past so much iron apparently. Fortunately, I can just walk right back up here. Maybe sleep a little bit. And head back down there after I get a fresh pickaxe. Well, it's officially 4 a.m. and we're close to it. Yeah, 3:50. Alright, so now I've got to head back down there and get all that iron I missed. Assuming that, I can remember how to get back to where it was. I believe it was through here. Yep, I remember this vein of iron. And then there was more iron on the ceiling that I just didn't notice. And now I just head on back up. And I can smelt the 7 iron and make my ATV. Right, and that's exactly enough. I put away the tinted glass again. Yeah, I'd say that's decent size. Although this might not be its permanent home. Right, and I can put any URL to start. However, I should check exactly which media URLs I can use. I know YouTube's an option. Specifically through an additional plugin that I do have installed. Just gonna open the mod page and it should give me okay, so you can play local files. And I do know that, and there's a setup for YouTube as well. Oh, you can even do Twitch. Although I want to say, like, at the very least, like, you know, it's like, I think it's like the respectful thing to ask somebody before you show their stream on your stream. But then again, I mean, if I pull something from YouTube, I'm still showing somebody else's thing unless I, you know, do it with my own video, which I'm not going to. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a good video. You know what? I think I have the perfect one. Just gotta wait for the page to load. Alright, so hopefully... Alright, so that might not be how I need to do the YouTube thing. Maybe if I grab the embed code? Maybe if I take the embed code, grab the URL out of the embed code, maybe that will do what I need it to do. Okay, invalid URL. So maybe I do need to use watch. Nope, status invalid URL. There's apparently a copy video URL option. Nope, that's also invalid. Yeah, I think this might just be broken. Like, there's a chance that Unless... No, especially since I already tried with YouTube.com. Yeah, let's see if I have anything useful. Which I should have at least a couple things that I can try. Because, I mean, certain parts of my streaming setup use video files. And that's not even getting into, you know, the fact that I have months, possibly even a year or more, of VODs just on my computer mostly because I've been very bad about actually uploading them. Partly because a lot of them are from before I changed over to my current setup that cuts all of the starting soon screens and the BRBs on occasions when I even have them. For me. Alright, so just search my entire computer for .mp4s, or at least my entire C drive. Because apparently I might have to use local files. Which, I mean, with YouTube at least, all it would take is for them to have updated their API and changed something that the Water Media YouTube plugin was relying on. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently as of 5 hours ago, the YouTube links are currently invalid, which means that I have a mod currently installed that does absolutely nothing. So that's great. But yeah, it does seem to be a YouTube API isn't compatible with this anymore issue. Here's something I can do just to have something on my little in-game TV. Which I guess this means I'm gonna have to start downloading things. Things potentially, because like, which fortunately, no part of the local address for anything on my computer, or particularly, at least nothing that I'd be using for this, has any like personally identifying information in it. Well, this doesn't seem to work either, because it says it's an invalid URL. Which could just be because it's in a folder that has spaces in the name. Because generally you don't put spaces in a URL. I'm just gonna search my documents for an MP4 of some kind at this point. Yeah, actually, if I just rename the folder, except I can't because I have OBS open. Thus, the file itself is technically open. So I'll just make a copy of it in just my root my documents folder so that we can skip having any spaces. And you know what? I'll just spend some time over like the next few days just preparing some additional stuff. All right. It says it's playing. You know, it says it's working. It's not doing anything, but it does say it's working. Maybe it just needs some time to load. Like, it says it's playing, but it doesn't look like it's going to. And well, it's quarter after 4, so I'm gonna just call it here. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Next Minecraft stream is planned for Monday. Next stream in general is planned for tomorrow with I'm not entirely sure what. Because like I don't have anything specifically scheduled for Thursdays at this time. Could do Paralives, I guess, but which I actually found a mod that could allow me to do the same style of rotation I was doing in Sims 4 if it worked. You know, if they fix whatever's wrong with it that's causing it to crash to desktop in the current Paralives version. Which, you know, this is why I was looking forward to Paralives being a mostly vanilla experience. Because it was so... Because, like, one of the most annoying things about playing The Sims 4 was, oh, you know, every time the game updated, I had to go through all of my mods, and I had a lot of them because unmodded Sims 4 sucks. And make sure that none of them broke. And if any of them did break, I had to take them out and wait to play with them again until the modder updated them. But, you know... Which, I mean, like... As Paralives approaches 1.0... Hello, TDT Neon. How are you doing? I'm probably about to... Like, I'm in the process of ending stream. Anyway, like at least as Paralives, you know, gets new updates, it should reach a point where it's not, where, you know, it's less bare bones. Like that's the only problem I have with it right now is just that there's not much to it currently because it's you know, the early access is such an early build. Well, like they haven't really filled out all of the core features yet. But, you know, I have no idea if they have any plans whatsoever to add the style of aging that I was using in Sims 4, where you can have specifically the households that you play not age while having your active household age. And if you want to have all the households you don't play also age at the same time. Because, you know, I was able to use that to be able to play rotationally, but not have to play every single household. Including ones that I don't care about. But anyway, thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. My links are in the chat. Next Minecraft stream is planned for Monday. Next stream in general is planned for tomorrow with I don't know what. I'll figure it out. By the time we get there. And let's find somebody to raid.